What's going on, Ravens fans? Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Peterson. Coming up on today's show, Ravens fans get a double dose of major news that is going to have a massive impact on Week 18 against Pittsburgh. I'll tell you a little bit more about that on the rest of today's program. So happy you're with us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because we are kicking off our Week 18 sub battle against our Steelers Chat Sports channel called Steelers Talk. We're starting with a clean slate. 0 subs each. Let's get an early lead. Let's dominate the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you hate them, if you love the Ravens, perfect reason to hit that subscribe button. Does it get any better than Week 18? Ravens, Steelers, for a spot in the playoffs to win the AFC North. In fact, it feels like you just get an early playoff game because it's win or go home. It's win and in. And in that matchup in Acrisure Stadium on Sunday Night Football, Ravens opening up actually as a 3.5-point favorite with that over-under sitting at 43.5 points. With that major game, there are major injury news and things to look out for. That's where we're going to start today's show with, talking about Lamar Jackson. Mike Florio went on Sunday Night Football last night and gave us a pretty big update that might not be as positive as some Ravens fans were hoping. He said, I'm told right now it's a shade under 50-50 as to whether Lamar Jackson will be available for the showdown next week in Pittsburgh. I'm not going to lie to you. I've got some mixed opinions about this. Obviously, my first reaction, my first emotion is frustration. It's sadness because I know that Lamar Jackson is the better quarterback. Between him and Stu Huntley, it should not even be close. In fact, anybody on God's green earth that talks about trading away Lamar Jackson so that this team can just run with Tyler Huntley, I think is absolutely ridiculous. Did Tyler Huntley play well? Yeah, sure. Did the offense look great? Yeah, it looked phenomenal. But Lamar Jackson always is going to give you the better shot to win that football game. No questions asked. What he could do with his arm, the way he runs this offense, we are 365 days removed from calling him an MVP. And now we're talking about Snoop Huntley might be better. Absolutely miss me with any of that. However, I will say, here's my second emotion. Todd Monken's two best games as an offensive play caller this season, I believe, are the two games with Snoop Huntley and at quarterback. Now, I think that's more of a reflection of how I think Todd Monken has called plays this year than it is of Lamar or Snoop, but it is the truth. It's how I feel. It's the reason that Tyler Huntley's been so good this year. And his two starts, 78.7% completion percentage, 293 passing yards total, 2 total touchdowns through the air, 0 interceptions. And I think a big reason of that is because Derrick Henry becomes so involved. Derrick Henry becomes the center point and the focal point of this offense. And I'm not saying that Derrick Henry is better than Lamar Jackson. I'm just saying we know Lamar Jackson's been dealing with some health stuff through the entirety of this season. We know Lamar Jackson is not 100% right. And we've been clamoring to get Derrick Henry more involved. It seems like every single Monday following games, we're talking about why Derrick Henry wasn't on the field enough. Why did Derrick Henry not get enough carries? And the reason it's so big, Derrick Henry being involved in this rushing game being so big on Sunday against Pittsburgh, is because last time you played this team, you could run the ball at will. 40 carries as a team, 217 rushing yards as a team, 5.4 yards a carry. You were running all over them. And then for some reason, you just kind of abandoned it late in the game. And in my opinion, that is what led to a loss in Week 14. You want Lamar to play against Pittsburgh? Do me one big favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Like today's video. It's up to you. Send some good vibes up all the way to Baltimore. The second little bit of major news is on TJ Watt and his availability for Week 18 in Pittsburgh. If you did not know, about 2.5, almost 3 weeks ago, we got this update out of the blue from Adam Schefter that Steelers standout TJ Watt underwent surgery on Thursday to repair a partially collapsed lung that he suffered on Wednesday. He's expected to be discharged from the hospital, unlikely to play in their game, which is Monday night, against the Dolphins the following week. He has not played since. Mike Florio updated on his status for Sunday. said for the Steelers, the big question is the availability of TJ Watt. I'm told as of right now it's a long shot that he'll be able to play. Never say never, but it's not an ideal timeline to be fully clear. The Steelers aren't treating this like a normal injury because it isn't. And I'm going to call a spade a spade. This is a big break for Baltimore. Like, I'm never going to cheer for somebody to have an injury, especially an injury as serious as a collapsed lung. But I think we all know and realize the impact that a healthy TJ Watt has against Baltimore, has for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, think about last year, playoff game, first round against Pittsburgh. TJ Watt played, but he wasn't anywhere near fully healthy, and you ran at him all night long. Do you remember how much you dominated that football game on the ground? If TJ Watt's not in there, man, that's going to help your offense run, and it's not even debatable. Now, it doesn't mean you don't have anybody to worry about, right? They still got a lot of really good players on that defensive line. Alex Highsmith has had a phenomenal season. I think he's one of the more underrated players in the National Football League. Cameron Hayward, I don't think we have to talk too much about. We in Baltimore are very, very used to playing Cameron Hayward. So we know what he's all about. Just if TJ Watt's not there, doesn't mean it's going to be easy sailing, smooth sailing. But if he's not, it's going to be a big break for Baltimore. What say you? Percent chance that TJ Watt plays against the Ravens? Scale it for me 1 to 100 in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, I got to give a big shout out to our awesome sponsor of today's show. It is our wonderful friends over at Prize Picks, which right now, if you download the app and you use our code CLNS, you get $50 in lineups. All you got to do is play $5 lineup. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups every weekend and elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops, and Prize Picks lets you take control. Prize Picks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. With the new social feeds feature, you can share Prize Picks with your friends and copy lineups from winners with a single click. Copy lineups you like or use them as inspiration for your own picks. You can even just follow Prize Picks partners like us and tailor or fade our picks with just one click. Speaking of my picks, here is my picks for Monday Night Football. We got Rams, Falcons. Probably not going to be a very pretty game, but still I feel good about all of these picks. More Puka Nacua, 108.5 receiving yards. More Matthew Stafford, 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think it's going to be a long night for Kirk O'Chains. Give me the less on 225.5 passing yards. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. So with a win on Sunday, obviously you lock in the number 4 seed. Very, very luxurious benefit to winning the AFC North is you get a home playoff game, which means you play the 5 seed, okay? Not that common for a team that finishes the season 9-8 to still host a playoff game, but I will take it. Right now, here's how the wild card looks. You're the only team that's not in the that's not in the playoff picture that is still alive at 8-8. In the wild card, Texans at 11-5, Chargers at 11-5 at number 6, and number 7, you've got the Bills at 11-5. The Texans own the head-to-head wins over both of those teams, so that's why all their same records plays out the way it looks right there. Of course, Broncos at the 1, Patriots at the 2, Jaguars at 3. To get the number 5 seed, most likely is the Houston Texans, 69 nice percent. Bills at 17%, Chargers at 9%, and Jaguars at 6%. All of those matchups on Sunday, next Sunday, are Texans, Colts, Chargers, Broncos, Bills, Jets, Jaguars, Titans. So if the Jaguars beat the Titans, they lock themselves in to win the AFC South. If the Texans beat the Colts, they lock themselves in to, be in that 5 seed if the Jaguars also win. Now, if the Jaguars lose and the Texans win, they win the AFC South, okay? Now, if both teams lose, things get complicated. Chargers, Broncos, Bills, Jets. Got a feeling the Bills are going to end up winning that game. Chargers going to end up losing that game. That would mean the Bills jump up to the number 6 seed, Chargers down to the 7. But if the Texans lose, Chargers win, Bills win, then the Chargers would, I believe, go up to that number 5 seed, Bills to the 6, and Texans all the way down to the 7. There's a lot of things that could happen, but right now, just know, highest percent chance you're going to play the Houston Texans. Which of those 4 teams do you want to play in round 1 if you get the chance? Let me know down below in the comment section. Weigh in with your answer. And that's going to do it for today's show. We're going to be back later today with another video. Make sure you guys got me followed on socials, Twitter, Instagram, same handle for both. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. It is crazy that we are here right now, ladies and gentlemen. Did not think that we would be at this point after starting 1-5, after losing the Patriots in Week 16, but you are. You got to take advantage of it. You need to stay as up to date as possible. That's why you got to subscribe to the show.